evening sports show on the planet, the DMV Sports Talk Show, with your host, Razul McGee from Springfield, Virginia. We keep you updated on all sports in the DMV with the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. And be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now, let's get into the DMV Sports Talk Show. Welcome to the best evening sports show on the planet, the DMV Sports Talk Show, with your host, Razul McGee from Springfield, Virginia. We keep you updated on all sports in the DMV with the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. And be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now, let's get into the DMV Sports Talk Show.
Hey, how you doing, Lou?
Hey, bro. Glad you on.
Yeah, man. The whole thing was I had a little technical difficulties as usual coming up here. It's actually crazy, but welcome to the DMV Sports Show. I'm your host, Razul McGee. It's Saturday. That's right, it's Saturday to hear sports that you want to hear on your weekend. Once again, I'm the best night host on the planet. Just ask everybody else. But you know what? You got a load of sports news just for you. I cannot keep my mind off of one. It's just so many. I got Louis Tenor, who's also a host of his show as well, and he's going to tell us in a little bit. But before we get to Lou, we got to go over the list of news that I have lined up. First off, we're going to talk about the Washington Rangers and their journey, their quest to find a offensive coordinator, and they're going to find a DB coach as well. We're also going to talk about the Washington Wizards and their 6-game winning streak. Did it snap against the Portland Trailblazers, or did they continue on? We'll get to that in a minute as well. We're also going to discuss Washington Capitals and Baltimore Orioles and their all-season acquisitions. And we're also going to ask the question, who you got? Is it in the Super Bowl? Is it the Chiefs or the Eagles? We're also going to have it all lined up, and I cannot forget questions for you guys, the fans. That's right, the fans. So, with that being said, I'm not going to give you any delay. We're just going to go right into it. So, Lou is on the call right now. Lou, go ahead and plug your radio show real quick.
Thanks. The Enhanced Sports Show, Saturdays 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Mm-hmm. Number to call is 512-543-4662. I'll repeat it again, 512-543-4662, which after that becomes Rasul's show. So think of it as like a double header for your Saturday.
And you cannot get bored with the Enhanced Sports Show and the DMV Sports Show. So you get the 1-2 punch of a lifetime that you cannot miss 100%. Thanks, Lou. So my question to you, well, let's go into the Super Bowl because I want to hear who you're picking. So you got the Chiefs and the Eagles. Who do you have in the Super Bowl?
Well, go to the sports big shots at the sports books at Cedars are all trying to take the Eagles by a very slight margin at this point. I still say that Kelsey and Mahomes have enough for the Chiefs to overpower the Eagles. Of course, under the other Kelsey brother. But, the Chiefs have, overcome so much, with the injuries and whatnot. And they were favored from the beginning of the year. So I really do see it as the Chiefs, taking advantage. It's not going to be a one-sided game. Let's keep in mind right now. Both teams, are strong and, handle the ball well and whatnot, especially on offense. So I'm looking at this to be like an offensive type of game. None of this one-side scoring, whatever it is. So I think it'd be a very highly competitive game, with it maybe coming down to who has the ball last.
Good point.
I would be a highly competitive game.
I think you nailed it right on the head. I couldn't say it even better. Great point. Yeah, I'm 100% with you on that. I think I'm a stats guy, right? And sometimes the stats really tell us a really good thing about, teams under pressure and teams in the moment and victory. More importantly, the stat that I like, and it might not mean anything, but I think it means a lot. The stat between Andy Reid and his former organization. The former organization is 0-3 lifetime against Andy Reid. That means a lot, and the current situation right now, I think it tells a whole lot about, who's going to win, who's going to. We have another caller. How you doing, caller? Can you state your name and where you're from?
It's Marilyn.
Oh, Marilyn's here.
Hey, what's happening?
How you doing, Marilyn? Hey, welcome back. Hey, she is our reigning champion and had never lost her title. It's none other than Marilyn Myers, who's normally a fan of the Dmv Sport Show. I welcome you back with open arms. How you doing, Marilyn? And Lou was on the call as well.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I'm doing great. Thank you.
It's great to hear you. It's great to have you back. I was just going with Lou. I was asking Lou about the Super Bowl pick. So he just said, yes, the Chiefs. And I said, I picked the Chiefs as well. Who do you have winning the Super Bowl?
Well, I have to say this. The Chiefs, they had a hard time. In spite of it all, they made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did not like the battle of to
Patrick Mahomes.
Right?
Travis Kelce.
Yeah, the brothers are going to be playing that. We're going to be good. And I feel like both is a smart player. I mean, he is, and he has money in that. And he will go out there and be first.
Yeah.
Well, I got to say, it's doing great.
That's true.
Yeah. It's going to be, I got to feel like West.
All right. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see. Wow. So we having a little technical difficulties. I'm gonna see if I can get them back on the call here. And I apologize for that, folks.
Right. You know, it seemed like they were nervous. The Chiefs were. It was like a whirlpool.
Okay, we're back. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties.
Yeah.
We got them back. Marilyn is going to tell us who she was picking. We still have Louis Tenor here, and I apologize once again. The technical difficulties are just mounting up. But go ahead, Marilyn. You were saying who you're going to pick in the Chiefs and Eagles.
Yeah.
Game.
Yeah, I do. I'm going to pick the Chiefs. I was kind of. It's like I posted. I said it's going to be hard to pick which team is going to win.
Right.
You know, as well if you base it on last week's game.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me that was luck. I can't help that. And they really fought for it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But when you want something bad enough, you're going to get it.
True.
So we're going to see. We're going to see. I want to see Mahomes pull out that hat trick.
Yeah.
Well.
I want to see him do it because I love the way he passes. I'm hoping he's feeling better, you know, his leg.
Right.
And what hurt them when they played last weekend and he got, that wasn't just a push. That was boom.
Right.
That was way too rough. Unnecessary roughness, man.
Well, you know, normally the refs are in question, so that is a big factor in this game. Now, the referees do have some hearsay in traumatizing the players in most of these games that mean something, and I should know that all the Commander fans know of that. Know of that referee who managed to end our chances, but we're not going to go into that. We're not going to hash bad wounds because it's not welcome. But I want to give a really.
That is true.
I know it's true. I know. I just don't want to bring up old wounds, that had and put salt on it. But
They don't heal very fast.
right, exactly. but here is
behind. So that's it.
Here's a fun fact. All right, this is a fun fact. I love reading stats because they tell so much about the organization and the history of the two teams going at it. I was just going over it with Lou. Andy Reid is 3-0 against the Eagles. The Eagles are 0-3 against the Chiefs. The Chiefs' odds of winning the Super Bowl, get this, 66.7%, which means
Really?
which means that the 0-3 record that the Chiefs has over the Eagles is factored into that winning percentage, folks. That is so brilliant. Now I know for certain. Now, I know most of everybody's like, wait a minute. Are you basing everything off of stats? Come on, McGee. Come on.
Well, I gotta agree. I have to. I do not base it on stats.
Right.
I'm like, it's how they're going to play it. If they're going to be ticking throughout, together, teamwork.
Okay. Now
throughout the whole game.
Now I'm gonna have Lou. I'm gonna get Lou into this, right? And I'm gonna read a stat that Lou might agree on. Hold on. I'm gonna bring it up. Just give me 1 second. And this
and like I say, bring it.
Okay.
If I had my avatar up there, bring it.
Okay. Here's the stat. Okay, I'm gonna read it to you. I'm gonna surprise everybody. This stat is going to blow your mind.
Ooh,
All right.
I'm listening.
All right. I'm just trying to pull up here.
I wish I could see y'all. Believe me.
Oh, you know.
Don't on camera. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah, so you know. Yeah, you will. Okay, so this stat is for Lou. Who has the more wins, Niners or Cowboys? The 49ers rivalry in the NFL rivalry between San Francisco and Dallas. Who has the better record between the two? Lou.
I know what you're all thinking. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it's the 49ers.
Okay, so
that's what I was gonna say.
So here's what the stat says. The Cowboys and the 49ers split the series 19-19-1. There's one great interdivisionary rivalry in the NFL. So I would say it's a tie, and they do say it's a tie. So both of y'all are not wrong. You're actually correct. So it's a little gray area called the tie. The tie between those two, is what. So what is the record? I'm gonna look this up. The record is 17-17-1. Okay, during the series, the 49ers, the regular season series, the 49ers have it by 3 games. They're 15-12-1, which means they dominated in the postseason against the Cowboys. So the reason why I got this stat is to show that the stat was correct in the game versus the 49ers and Cowboys. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, there are some stats that hold, true. Now,
there are some stats that hold the truth. Yeah.
There are also stats that doesn't hold true, and Marilyn actually alluded to that, and she's right. There's some stats that you can't really hold your hat on.
Yeah.
And that's the quarterback rating, that is the interception rating, and that's the completion percentage, and that is the fumble percentage. You really can't hang your hat on those stats because those stats don't really equate to the game. In this case,
you never know.
Right.
You're going to have a fumble.
Correct. So therefore,
and you know what? With the Super Bowl,
mm-hmm.
and I know both teams, I don't care how steady, they're going to be nervous in the beginning.
Uh-huh.
And even Mahomes said that.
Yeah, well,
I've been to a Super Bowl.
Mahomes in the game against the Bengals, he threw a fumble, and they didn't lose the game. He threw an interception and didn't lose the game. It was Burrow. It was Burrow in the fourth quarter who threw an interception and lost the game. So the fundamentals of this that Marilyn was talking about, that is true. That stat about fumbles and interceptions do not change the game unless fourth quarter with 7 minutes to go and you're trying to get into the end zone. The defense will try anything to prevent you from tying the game and winning the game. And that's what happened. And that's when that stat is actually it's so perfect.
Yeah.
And right, in Maryland, I give you credit for saying that because that is so right. So in this game, I get the Chiefs against the Eagles. Here's another tagline that I don't think anybody knows. They probably do. But the odds between the Chiefs and Eagles, the Eagles hold 1.5 lead on the Chiefs right now. A 1.5% chance of winning this game by 1 point.
That's close.
That's crazy.
Super close.
That is really crazy.
And that's why I was like, well, I'm not going to do no bets on this.
I always believe that.
I got royalty inside my DNA.
Sorry about that.
Well, I'm not sure if buy into that. When the major groups about the sports books saying, like on Monday, the Eagles are up by 2, then they go up by 5 by Wednesday or Thursday or whatnot. I don't buy into that stuff. I mean,
right.
Even if the odds change day to day, I mean, they're just shooting their mouth off, thinking, they're going to win this because they're just that good. No.
Right.
I don't buy into that. Well, remember, I hate that the favorite team doesn't always win.
Right.
That's right.
So
That's
here.
Right. And I heard that the people that are betting, there's only, like Razul, you just said, it's a small percentage, very small percentage that has gone to the Eagles.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, it might have been because of the way they played this last weekend. But see, the weekend before that, the game before that,
yes,
was they were different,
Absolutely. No,
so,
that's a good point. That's a great point. Continue. I'm sorry.
And they're going to be nervous. I don't care if you've got nerves of steel and you're a quarterback and you got to get your team, and it's got to be teamwork. They got to play. They got to.
But the great thing about this is looking at the Bengals. Okay, this is where I'm going. I'm going to go back to the AFC Divisional Championship game. Now, in this game, the game was that the Bengals were leading.
The Bengals have a good team.
Yeah, the Bengals were on fire, but the problem was Burrow. Burrow wasn't throwing the mid-range passes. He was throwing the cover 2, breaker passes, where the wide receiver goes to another level in the spot, find a hole in the defense and throwing it. That's the cover 2 that he was breaking. It was not until they don't have. I mean, there's a lot wrong with the Bengals. They recently had their running back indicted for some of them they had arrests. I think it was domestic violence. I'm not sure. There was also another problem where Samaje Perine. Now, Samaje Perine was the running back that the Washington football team / the Washington Redskins, aka the Washington Commanders, drafted him, and he only got 5 yards per rush. He was averaging 0.2 yards per rush, and we traded him to the Bengals. Or we released him and he went to the Bengals. So he only went to the Super Bowl and lost. So the Bengals have a Super Bowl losing ring right now. Now they lost the division, and now they go back to the drawing board. They're not good. The Bengals, they're getting there, but they're not good, and this is why. They rely heavily on Chase. Chase is their wide receiver. They don't have a running game, so they're pass heavy. You can't throw 50 times in a game. We tried that, and look what happened. We got kicked out. Dallas has a head coach who is pass heavy as well. You're 95% pass and 5% run. You're not going to win in this league. The reason why McCarthy won is because thank you, sir. The reason why McCarthy won in Green Bay is because he had Aaron Rodgers. Now Aaron Rodgers makes everything great, because if you making these 60-yard passes, you can stop running the football. Right? If you breaking the defense back every single time, then you can make these offhanded passes. He rarely threw an interception. He rarely fumbled because he rarely got in pressure up the middle. So that's the reason.
Oh yeah, he would get upset because he wanted good receivers.
Correct.
And if they weren't where they're supposed to be, all you had to do was look at his eyes. You could read him like a book.
Oh man, he can send you postcards and like, read this one. Tell me what this means.
Read my mind.
Well, in this case, Sean McCarthy didn't have to do that because of the fact, he couldn't. Well, here Mike McCarthy signature scheme is hire a lot of tight ends, 6'4", 275-pound tight end that helps move the football down the field. Then you get a really good fast wide receiver, and you get a really good slot receiver, and then now you have a quarterback who can give the balls to everybody else. In this case, it didn't bode well because of the fact the quarterback didn't distribute the football to all the counterparts of the offense, therefore leading to some of the most hatred of the departures of the organization. The reason why I bring this up because Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys, said that he really didn't like what happened this year, so he went to the Dolphins. Micah Parsons, LB, called out Dak Prescott, said he was the reason why they lost. Now, is Dak Prescott going to come back?
Blaming it on the quarterback?
Oh yeah, 100%. He vehemently went on Twitter and said that Dak Prescott was the reason why they lost. Not saying that he praises.
He's gonna say they lost. It's the whole freaking team.
Right.
The quarterback.
Right, but they're not going to do that.
Get straight on your facts, not you, Brazil.
I know. I know what you mean, Marilyn. But I was going to ask Lou what he thought about this. So, Lou, you have the floor. It's your team. What do you think?
Well, first things first. First, we have to get a decent kicker because that was our.
Uh-oh. We're back. We had some technical difficulties. Once again, I apologize. We had another technical difficulties. I hate when that happens. But Lou, go ahead and finish your thought.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You missed it.
I know. And listen, it was not me. I apologize. Listen, Lou, I'm so sorry.
Marilyn, if you get a chance next week, call my show as well between 4 and 6 my time.
What was that?
He said call the show.
Call my show before Rasal's show. It's the same number as this one. I'm on 4 to 6 on the East Coast. So if you get a chance to call in, you're all welcome. Hey, Rasal.
Yeah.
Come on the first hour. I'd be glad to. Go ahead and have me on.
Oh yeah, man, most definitely. I'll be there. I'll be there next Saturday. I promise you.
Okay, I hate to get the short, but I gotta run. Good night.
All right, man.
Have a good one.
Well, Lou had a great comeback for what his team has said, but he had a run. I appreciate him coming on the Dmv Sport Show. But yeah, these technical difficulties are mounting up to be a problem, but we will get them fixed. I promise you, we will. So, Marilyn, I want to say congratulations to your Hokies beating Virginia. That was amazing. I was like, no way. And they're 17-4, folks. 17-4. This team is on fire. I kid you not.
We're rising back.
Yeah,
when they got back out of that slump, I was like, go Hokies. Let's go.
Well, congratulations on that win. That's a big win because it moves you closer to the big dance.
And we beat Syracuse too.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Like,
that is actually.
My neighbors probably hear me.
Well, you know what? Like I was trying to say, that moves you closer to the big dance. NCAA March Madness is just around the corner. And not only is your team on fire, folks, Maryland Terrapins are on fire. 15-7. They're 6-5 in the division. There are, I think it was 11 something. I don't want to. Let's get the actual numbers. I don't want to go on top of my head, but they are. Let's see. Okay, they are 15-7, 6-5 in the conference. They have a 3-game winning streak. They're 12-1 at home, but they're 1-5 away. That's got to be better, but they're 2-1 in neutral, which means that the neutral is helping them move up a little bit in the rankings. So hopefully they can be ranked, but right now they're on fire with the 15-7 rank overall, with a percentage of 0.682. That is 100% good. And not only that, they could potentially win the Big 12, Big 10 tournament coming up. That is another big thing.
Yeah.
So they already beat Wisconsin. They already beat Ohio State. They already beat a really good opponent in this. If they could beat Penn State and Michigan again, this sky is the limit. So they already beat Michigan.
The sky's the limit.
Oh
right
man,
there.
I kid you not. Now, Maryland Terrapins are so this is where my mind is. If this team keeps moving the way they are, they will be Final Four ready. I think they will be in the Final Four if they win another big game. I guarantee you, this team is going to answer the critics really well. So,
they definitely will. I know they will.
Yes,
I can see it.
I can see that Virginia Tech is actually making some noise, because I actually saw Virginia play against was it Wake Forest? I think it was Wake Forest.
Yeah,
and they destroyed it.
UVA is our rivalry.
Yeah, I saw that. But when y'all won, everybody crowded the court.
When they hit those threes and they start hitting them, there is no stop. I'm like, good gosh, they get it done over. I'm like, gosh.
Well.
And it's just like,
Well, you know,
It's fun.
they actually did well. They actually did
Yeah.
really well.
And, the coach seems to be, he says he knows he's got a good team. He does. He does have a good team. That one player that came back, he's kind of like, he should be the captain because he encourages
Right.
the others on the team. And that's when they started rallying. And that's when they started winning again. I said, there you are.
Right.
I knew you were going to come back. And I was like, let's go.
Well,
Just like Maryland, man, they got it.
I 100%. I was really happy when I heard the fact that, Maryland beat Michigan, and they beat Michigan handily. And what was the turning point was that Michigan had beat them really decisively, right? And there we go, decisively. And I'm like, oh man, we got to do better. And then when they beat Ohio State at home, because they were, everybody had picked Ohio State for beating Maryland, and Maryland came in and sent a message. They have never looked back.
Oh yeah.
So
you don't look back, man. You move forward.
Exactly. There you go. So the really good thing about this is that, the tournament is a great way to see these teams play the way they always play away from the TV. So I'm totally happy. Like, I was really excited for Virginia Tech, and I want to bring that one up because, you know what? Another good basketball, game was UConn and Georgetown. Georgetown is really bad, and they were really giving UConn a really tough time. And it was not until the last minute they let go. They actually pulled off the full, the pedal, and let UConn come up and tie it and then gain and then win at the end, 68-62. And I'm like, oh,
wow,
that was real close, but you let off the gas a little bit too
early. That is
cool. And I was like, just if they would have hung on one more time, they would have won it by at least 65-63, but they gave in. They gave in too early. So the games are starting. Oh, well, here's another one. Rutgers and that the Rutgers game versus, I think, what was it? I think it was Michigan. No, what was it? Iowa State. Was it Iowa State? No, I'm trying to figure out. What was it? Shoot. I know it was that game. But anyway, Rutgers came back and won it. And I was like, wow, Rutgers really decent.
See, Rutgers is pretty good. I mean, I've always, for the last several years, they've been pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're going to have, if it's not this year, it's going to be next year or the next year. They're going to be up there.
Yeah.
They are, and they're working on it.
They're
working on their football, their basketball, all their sports.
That is exactly what I was about to say. I was about to say that their football team has really improved over last year, and now they're starting to, have their all-time sporting categories uplifted and upgraded. And I'm like, well, they look legit. I'm like, okay, well, we might have a little problem here. We can't have you looking all good for us, It's like, no, we're gonna have to pull something back. We have to
you can't break back. Now, this is what, and I'm gonna say it. Virginia Tech, like when they were playing Syracuse, for instance. Okay, they got way ahead. I mean, boom, they were on fire.
Right.
You don't lay back, because when that last quarter comes, they start coming back.
Yeah.
And that's when they had to battle it out. Okay, we got to get back in. Yeah, you better.
That's right. That's right. Because if you don't battle back, you're not going to win the conference, and you're certainly not going to go into the big dance.
They've got fresh players that can get in there and let the lead player rest a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
That's absolutely right. And that's
right.
That's the great thing about Virginia Tech and their course of action. So Virginia Tech is very strong. They have a very strong point guard, very good power forward, and they have a really good center. So those components right there means that if they go to the tourney and they go to the Battle of the 16, they could basically make some noise. I think Virginia Tech is the dangerous team. They're the dark horse that nobody wants to face in their division. So if they go like Midwest or Southeast or Northeast, I think they could worry a lot of teams coming up. So like DePaul, and what is that other one called? Gonzaga. Gonzaga always looks strong.
Yeah, man.
You know,
they look like every year they are boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, exactly.
Right on top.
Exactly. Like they battle ready. Like they go through the trenches in all season. You know, that's Gonzaga. Gonzaga, they don't waste any time. They're like, okay, we gotta get ready for next year. All right, everybody run in the rain 50 times. I'm like, come back out, do it again. You did it wrong. You know, I'm like, they're well trained. They won't give up.
That's true.
So the thing about it is that these basketball teams know what it takes to get to the tourney, but don't know how to get over the hump when they go to the Battle of the 16. But let's go ahead and go to the Wizards. I will come back to it if you have any more questions. So, as I stated before, the Wizards, they went on a 6-game Wizard streak, beating the Spurs at home, and then lose to the Portland TRAILBLAZERS, 126-116 at home. Snapping their 6-game winning streak, but now they're taking on a really good Nets team, 31-20. Right now, they're actually battling right now. The game's going on right now, 28-46. Wizards are up 46 right now to 28 in the second quarter with 10:38 to go. The Wizards' record is 24-27. If the Wizards win tonight, 25-27, that will be their record, and they will lead the next game into Cleveland to take on the Cavaliers, who are 32-22, which will be another problem they have to battle test themselves. So there's a whole lot of good things happening right now. If the Wizards continue on this pace, they could potentially move up.
I'm going to tell you something.
Go ahead, man.
My brother, I texted him yesterday, my younger brother, and he was going to the Railroad Yard Dog, watch them play, and he can watch them right here in Benton. You know what?
What?
And they won again. They're getting pretty darn good.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm like, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on them, man. He said he was gonna freeze his buns off. I said, yep, because 11 o'clock it was 24, so it was going down.
Well, those yard dogs, they're actually pretty good. So I hope they continue on in their quest to
my
battle.
brother, when he was younger, could have been an excellent tennis player.
Oh, okay.
I mean, when he spiked the ball, I got the heck out of the way.
Right. that is a no.
Really good.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I wanted to ask about, has Washington got a new owner?
So that is a great question. From what my reading and my sources have, what I read and the sources that have said over the course of the internet, Jeff Bezos is going to be selling his shares of Amazon to take on a team, to take on the Commanders. So he's going to buy the Commanders. So it's predicted that he is the front runner to do so, which is good.
Did you know that Amazon laid off 2,000 people?
Yes, but the problem is he is not responsible for that division. He had took off the ownership of that share and gave partial ownership to another person who is responsible for those layoffs. And he has stated that on Twitter that he is not responsible, but it is sad that transpired. Me personally,
Yeah,
I would say that Jeff Bezos has to hire better people for that position. I don't think he vetted that person. I think that person put up a lot of money. He was like, sold, you got it. Go ahead and take on the division. I'll sit back and gain the trust and the equity. You could take on the several different locations and gain the earnings from that point. He will stay back and buy the Commanders, which means that we'll get a better stadium. Will probably be in Virginia, and it would probably benefit it being in Springfield or Tyson Corner. If it's a Tyson Corner, then it should be on the borderline between Tyson Corner and Springfield. So, I think that's probably where he's getting at right now, but it's not definite. It's not inked in stone, but he is the front runner to buy the Commanders. And, I'd rather for him to have. Mm-hmm.
Does he know a lot about sports?
He probably does. He probably doesn't understand the technological terms. He probably understands that, Tom. He probably understands.
That's what I gathered.
Well, I think he probably understands Tom Brady. He probably understands, who's the other guy? John Elway. He probably understands, Lynch, and he probably understands Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan, but he doesn't probably understand Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio. He probably heard of the names, but he probably doesn't know what their functions are until he actually gets into the seat and learns about the sport from the fans and from his extensive research, or he hires a researcher to tell him about the stuff, or he doesn't do the research at all. So those are the.
Well, I do understand that, the offensive coordinator.
Yes.
I was watching him one day, and he took Brian Robinson. Brian Robinson can take 8 big. I'm getting ready to say bad words. Big, you know what, guys, and he can drag them, and he can get that yardage.
Yes.
Now, we needed another first down.
Yes.
And he took him back out. He was headed out.
So
he was going to do it.
So that
little man has got, well, he knows little man, but he's got the determination and he's got the strength.
Right.
But he waved him back, and I said, "You just made the biggest football of your life."
So the game you're referring to, the game you're referring to was probably the Falcons game, right?
Nope, it was newer than that.
Okay, then it must have been an earlier game. But well, I mean, if you look at it, Scott Turner did some of those things in the previous games that we lost that we could have won. He did it in the. He did it in the.
If they had let him go out there, I know we would have gotten that first down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't do that, dummy. No. Land the goal. No.
It sounds about right.
Don't do that. And I hate that. I hope they don't let Rivera go. I feel like he is a good coach.
No, I don't think they're gonna let. I don't think
gone through a lot.
I think
cancer.
I think they're gonna let.
Mom. And when you think about the team and what they've been through, all that crap, you know.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we have done as well as we have.
So we actually had a pretty good not mediocre, but we had a pretty good offense. It wasn't outstanding. It could have been more outstanding if we had more weapons around us, but we didn't. We only had the ones that could potentially move the chain. If we would have had like a speed like Christian Kurtz, or we could have had something like a Antonio Gibson wide receiver, we would have been in the Super Bowl running. So,
oh yeah, definitely.
But the good thing is we are in the hunt for an offensive coordinator, and we had some really outstanding interviews. And the front runners are Stubberfield, London, and the guy from the Ravens, quarterback. And to my surprise, I want to say, oh my God, Lamar Jackson is a Falcon. Why? Why didn't we go for Lamar? But anyway,
do you think Lamar would have stayed healthy?
Yes, 100%. Because if you look at his demeanor after his season as a Raven, they didn't pay him the big bucks because they didn't believe that he was capable of making that run as he did before. So now you're second guessing your star player, who's been your star for 3 to 4 years, number one MVP, and you question his running ability, his throwing ability, and this man has proven himself over and over again.
So he's leaving the Ravens?
Yeah, they didn't give him the big payday. They gave Dak Prescott the big payday and not him. And they were like, well, why is Dak Prescott get his big payday and I ain't get mine? I proved myself to be an MVP candidate. I took the teams to the playoffs every year. I have the number one offense and the number one running ability of your quarterback. Why can't I get the big payday? Zeke Elliott got $100 million and he ain't do nothing. Zeke Elliott is a running back for the Dallas Cowboys, and he's lost his speed. And this man got $100 million over the case of 8 years, and he ain't done nothing. All he done was just collect the paycheck. Now they're saying that Zeke Elliott is the face of the Cowboys, and they're going to keep signing him. And so I think the problem is that the league is not willing to give the quarterbacks the due process until they see a Super Bowl ring on their finger, like Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Yes. See, Patrick, since he invested in his team,
right?
His little girl is just a doll baby.
I know.
And his, I'm like, and it showed him working out, and she was playing like she was working out. She was so cute. She reminded me so much of my daughter because she had blonde curls when she was that little. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, she's a joy to see. She's a joy to watch.
She is so cute.
Yo, she's so. It's 7 o'clock. What's up?
The owner of the Patriots is begging, and I bet you he's going to put a huge amount under Tom Brady's nose. He is begging for Tom Brady to come and play and be a Patriot when he retires. He wants him. He was on TV, and he wants him bad.
So So what you're referring to is that what's his name? The one that sounds like Kraft, Robert Kraft. Robert Kraft wants Tom Brady to retire as a Patriot. So what he would do is he'll sign him for a 1-year deal, and then Tom Brady should retire, and he'll still get that money plus the retirement. That the retirement check that you get when you sign into retirement. They got this form. This form says that.
When you see that owner on TV, and he is saying, and he really meant it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he is. Oh Lord. And I'm like, if Tom Brady, if they stick out, put them greens underneath his nose. Oh, he'd be.
You said put the greens underneath your nose.
Oh my God. But then again, I think ever since the Bills player got hurt.
Yeah, Devin Hamlin.
I think that has affected some of these teams.
Well, it mostly definitely impacts some of the players because they know that the game can be as dangerous as anything. It was just a freak accident because when he was tackling that Raven guy, the Bengals guy, the Bengals guy's helmet was barreled between his chest. Now, Hamlin is a skinny guy. He's a DB. He doesn't have a padding for the rib cage. He has a padding for the chest plate. So when he was tackling, he wrapped it, and the guy fell on top of him and then sideways. So the helmet hit directly in the chest area where the heart is, and he turned over. Right? So
yeah, he got up, and then he just fell. That was it. Because his heart was stopping.
Right.
It wasn't part of his heart. It was all the whole hole.
Right.
And that's the reason they had to start.
So
they had to do the compressions.
So
wow.
we have a question here from Star. Star says, so what is our Commanders doing wrong? Well, most likely the Commanders are not going after a really good quarterback. What they're doing is they're looking at their options right now. Derek Carr, former Raider quarterback, they're going to try to go after him because a lot of teams are going after him, and there's going to be a whole bunch of other teams going after our players, and so we're not playing with our heart
because we've got some good players and they know it.
Yeah, we really got some good players. So the other question. So the other question is, are we not playing with our heart? We're playing with heart. It's just we don't have the weapons to sustain the drive of going down the field to win the game. We have enough to score, but we don't have to score a lot. So we're scoring less. And that's the problem. Scoring less leads to other teams scoring more, which means we lose the game. So this is why.
Well, the big thing is when they get to the third down, and they need maybe a yard or so.
Right.
They need another play.
Right.
That will get them through that line.
And
I mean,
that's true. Yeah. But see, that's exactly what I was talking about. And we have players that actually could go to that next level. They went and got tight end Cole Turner from the Washington State, Wildcats, right? This guy is he's able to go and be a red zone wide receiver / tight end. He's another Logan Thompson, but a more quicker and a more agile and elusive. What they don't do, they don't use him in that way. You know what they do? They make him go 60 yards and have Tyler Heineke throw the ball to him. But Tyler Heineke overthrew him and he hurt his arm and he had to sit out. Now he comes back and they don't even use him. You know why? They use John Bates. Even John Bates he was wide open most of the time. Star says we have a good player, but yet still no Super Bowl. Are we losing on purpose? I don't think so. I don't think we're losing on purpose because what they do is they okay. So I have a problem with Jack Del Rio. I'm going to be out. I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes he tends to run the same plays because he believes that if they stop us, we'll just do it again and then keep doing it again. And what they do is they keep beating us with that same play. And he's like
they know what's coming.
Right. So they all they do is they go to their tablets and see that they're running the same play. Okay, they want to run the same.
Now I will say this: Tate does know, and I can tell when he's watching the other team.
Mm-hmm.
When he plays, oh man, he's after him.
Yeah. So
and I'm like,
that's
if you spot that, you're gonna do it. That's it.
So that is exactly why we lost those 8 games in the beginning. The first 5 we lost, but then the next ones we started to gain momentum, and then we lost the last 3. So here's the problem I have with the strategy, right? So the strategy is it's got to be improving. So we're letting go of Scott Turner to find out another OC. We should be trying to figure out if Jack Del Rio is going to be walked out because the fact that he kept doing the same plays over and over again, and people started, the team started to say, well, he's running this one, so let's go ahead and beat him with his own strategy, and they did that. So Star says, then we need to play smart plays, right? So we need smarter plays, exactly. So that's why we got rid of Scott Turner, and we're going to get another OC. So the interviews are London, the guy from the Ravens. They actually interviewed the guy from the Dolphins, the OC from the Dolphins as well. So those are a number of candidates ready to become Commander offensive coordinator.
I wish they'd get rid of that big mascot. I can't stand it. I'm sorry.
Oh man, you just hit. I cannot believe they botched the name, and then they botched the mascot.
The mascot?
Yeah, I don't. And they called it Commander.
Did you see the black dog?
No, I didn't. I'm gonna have to go see that.
Oh, he's adorable, and he should be the mascot, and he loves the players.
I had a better idea for the mascot. It wouldn't have been a pig or it would have been if you ever played a game called Marvel vs. Street Fighter. There's one player called the Commander, and in that Commander he's blue. So I would have had the shield of Captain America, but with the W on it, it would have been all gold. If you would have twisted the W, it would have latched on, and you at the end of every game, it's like we had a great battle. In the end, Commanders were victorious, and then our Razors show up, and that would have been better. We should have had a vote. Yeah. So Star said we should have had a vote on the mascot. Exactly. But we had a vote on the name, and they didn't even go to Armada. Ron Rivera said, well, I really believe in the Commander because I used to be in the military, so I know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, no, you don't know what you're talking about because you canceled the process. You canceled the process because you said it takes away from what you have to do. So Star said this one is just sad. I totally agree with you. I agree with you in Maryland that the mascot, the pig named Commander, really? You're really going to go with that?
Yeah.
Come on.
And when they brought that, he's a black dog. It's not quite a black lab. I mean, he is gorgeous.
I mean, the dog is fine.
He is just gorgeous. And I was like, and the guys came out. Boy, he was just loving on them. And Chase was just rubbing him, and I was like.
So one more, and we go.